The first time she said it, I laughed, not because it was funny, but because I couldn't believe she meant it. "I want him to be part of our marriage," she said, leaning back on the couch with that calm, precise smile that had once made my heart skip. "It's just, he's always been there for me, and I want him closer with us." I froze, the coffee cup trembling in my hand. "Closer, how exactly?" I asked, forcing lightness into my voice. She didn't flinch. She never did when she said things like this. Things that shattered the world I thought we shared. "It's not like that," she said softly, her eyes glinting with conviction. I want the bond. For us. For me." But something in the pit of my stomach tightened. I wanted to tell her it was absurd. I wanted to tell her it was a betrayal even to suggest it. Instead, I nodded, swallowed the lump in my throat, and walked away. Weeks passed, and the unease gnawed at me. I started noticing the small things. Her phone screen facing down. Hushed phone calls that ended abruptly when I entered the room. Texts that made her smile in ways she hadn't smiled at me in months. I tried to dismiss it. Denial is a comfortable refuge. But deep down, the worry burned like acid. It wasn't until I saw them one Friday evening, by accident or fate, that everything fell into place. I was leaving the office late, walking past a little cafe we sometimes frequented, when I saw her, laughing, leaning close to him, his hand brushing hers, casual, intimate, the way I used to reach for her. My heart jolted, disbelief and rage tangling into nausea. I didn't storm in. I didn't confront them, not yet. I went home and stared at our bedroom ceiling for hours, the familiar smell of our sheets now nauseating, the silence between us deafening. My mind replayed her words, her smile, the way she had wanted him in our marriage, not just as a friend, but as something more. The realization that I had been living in a carefully constructed illusion hit harder than any physical blow. Days turned into nights of quiet observation, piecing together little betrayals that had seemed innocent before, dinner reservations canceled at the last minute, her sudden work trips, the way she hit her phone screen. Each tiny omission, each casual lie, became a thread in the tapestry of betrayal. I confronted her the night I couldn't take it anymore. "I saw you," I said, my voice low, trembling with a mix of anger and heartbreak, "at the cafe, with him." She didn't flinch. She just sighed, as if this conversation had been inevitable for months. "I didn't mean for you to find out like this," she said. I love him, and I love you too. I thought we could all be happy." I felt my world collapse. Love? What twisted, selfish definition of love allowed betrayal to masquerade as honesty? My chest tightened, tears stinging my eyes. Happy? By cheating on me? By trying to rope him into this? My voice cracked. "Do you even know what marriage is?" "I thought it could work," she whispered, but there was no conviction there. Only fear that I would leave. And leave I did. Not immediately, not in the blaze of shouting or destruction. I left with a quiet dignity, packing the life I had built for us into boxes, storing the memory of what I thought was love alongside the photographs of happier times. Filing for divorce wasn't just a legal act. It was a reclamation of my own self-respect. Each signature on the papers, each hearing in the sterile courtroom, was a step toward freedom. The betrayal didn't vanish, of course. It lingered like a shadow at the edges of my mind. But the rage softened into clarity. I realized that love cannot survive in the soil of betrayal, no matter how much you water it. Weeks later, I walked past that same cafe, the memory of them there stabbing briefly, but not enough to make me falter. Life would go on. I would go on. And in the quiet moments when the past whispered, I reminded myself I hadn't failed. I had survived. I had drawn the line, taken back my heart, and refused to let her version of love define my life. The papers were signed. The house sold. Her laughter no longer echoed in my home, and the shadow of her betrayal faded. In its place, I found something fragile but real: peace. And finally, after months of sleepless nights and whispered self-recrimination, I could breathe again, knowing I had chosen myself over the illusion of a marriage that had never truly existed.